freaking out because I did have to leave the photo shoot and I didn't want to, be gone for hours and hours and then everyone be done. You ready to hang out? Sure am. He's fine. It's not about comfort, it's about the look. Hello. I'm having to deal with this little person. It's very challenging, very difficult. He just didn't want to cry. Oh, yeah, look, it's good.
Bebezinho. Tô indo, tá? Tchau, neném. So my neighbor left all this shit out here. And he put this thing in a fjärnes nästa vecka. I have news for you, pal. It is next week. The wheelchair has been for years. And I used to feel sorry for him because I thought he was in a wheelchair and he couldn't move and he was alone here, but now not so much because he's able-bodied. He only used the wheelchair for a short time and he just kept it out here in this very tiny hall that we have. So I'm not gonna say much more about him. And just leave it as is. All this crap's gonna be here. I mean, I leave bags of garbage for hours on end so that I can, at the end of the day, take them out like I'm gonna do now. But to leave this stuff here is just unacceptable. All right, I'm not chatting because I can't see the comments. I put it so that I could see the whole screen and see ahead of me so I can narrate my videos, narrate my broadcasts. But if people leave comments on other videos, then I'll be able to say something, to interact with them later on. Oh, I'm zipping my coat. Because no matter what I do, it's always super cold in Norway. I know people don't understand and they say, oh, it can't be that cold. Listen, it is that. It just is. And it's not amazing or anything. Because people are like, oh, it's so, oh, the snow, oh, it's so nice, and it's winter. No, it's awful. Look at this. Super cold. Anywho, try to make the best out of the life that I have. Anything I just put in users for commenting in chat for this video. For this type of video when I'm going out and I'm narrating, because I want to do that. I want to narrate what I'm doing, that broadcast, that live that I'm doing. So, and it's easier for me if I'm just focused on what I'm going to say and not have to worry about commenting. Because if people chat, I will thing unless I didn't see it. If I see it, I'll address it, and then I might lose my train of thought. And it's better this way when I do this type of broadcast. But I promise you, I'm gonna do
distance 1 kilometer.
I have been walking for
Duration 16 minutes 37 seconds.
Crazy.
Pace 16 minutes 37 seconds per kilometer.
It's crazy that I've been walking. I haven't been walked. I'm not a dog. Nobody walks me. And look, snowplow. Snowplow man, where are you? Snowplow person. Let's not be sexist. If it's too windy, I'm gonna turn off the volume so that you don't have to hear this. But like I said, subscribe and you'll hear from me. I guess it's okay. I mean, if Norwegian people start to complain that it's cold, then I have more of a right to be cold. And it's weird, isn't it? But it's like, if I say it's cold and people don't think it's that cold, they get low-key offended that I'm cold. It's like dissing their weather or something, dissing them personally. So, and in the summer, if I say, I mean, it's not really summery or warm or anything. I mean, it's warm, but it's not hot. I've been trying to explain the difference between the words warm and hot. Hot to my Norwegian students for the past 20, how long have I been a teacher in Norway? 23 years. But I was a teacher before that in Australia, Brazil. And I used to go back to my, this is so cool. It's so cool people might think it's boring as shit, but when I was studying to become a teacher, every year in my summer, December, January, and February, I would go to California, back to my high school, Oak Ridge High School. Go Trojans! I would go to my high school and I would observe classes to learn teaching techniques and all that. And I also would lecture, like as a guest or the deal. I did it for Mr. Seeley and Mr. Deers, Mr. Alan Deers. And I went and with Mrs. Pomares' class in Spanish. But I would always talk to the students. I would give lectures about Brazil, about what it was like to study and all that. So I have been an educator and a lecturer in Brazil, Australia, the United States of America, Norway. Guess what? When I lived in New Zealand, I lived in the same home as my Kiwi sister. And for those of you who understand that, Kiwi as in from New Zealand, she lived with us in Brazil in 1986 and 1987. Maybe it was 2 years. She lived with us. 1996. I forget. No, I actually traveled to New Zealand in 1990 and I came home in 1996. So I lived with Kiwi family. All my experiences with the English language have been in English-speaking countries. That's why I speak English like this. It all started in a little place called the United States of America. I started in the USA as a little girl. So no, I don't have a New Zealand accent or an Australian accent. I speak like I don't pronounce my words as a person from New Zealand would. So for example, I say petrol. That's how I pronounce it. If you ask a Kiwi to say that, they will pronounce it differently. So petrol. If I say petrol, it's more of an American pronunciation of the word. Let me get out of here before this person runs me over. Another example of what's not a Brazilian accent. If I say daughter, I have a daughter. I'm a mum. I have a daughter. That's not a Brazilian accent, right? If I say, I have a daughter, I'm a mother. I'm a mother. That's not a Brazilian accent either. It's called EIC, English for National Communication. EIC entails speaking English in a way that people don't really know where you're from. If they try to guess that you're from a country, they'll probably pick an English-speaking country, but they're not going to know where. You're not going to know which country. And it shouldn't matter, because as long as your pronunciation is intelligible, you can have the accent you want, baby. You do you, boo. It's gonna get a little windy, so I'm gonna shut this off. All right, now I'm going to be speaking because I'm inside and it's not windy inside. Thank God for that. Okay, so this is a typical supermarket in Norway. They also have a bakery inside. I mean, it's inside, but it's a separate business. Let's look at the price of things, shall we? All right. You can get a bag of carrots for $22.90. And what is that? What is $22.90? Let's put it this way. Each $100 is 1,000 Norwegian. So each $10 is 100 Norwegian kroner. Each dollar is 10 Norwegian kroner. So you do them, because I'm not really good at it. You can get chicken for 58.60, which would be like $6 roughly. This supermarket is called Rema 1000. I come here because it's close to my house. I'm not gonna lie. I prefer Kiwi, which is another supermarket. Welcome if you want to chat with me. I'm not chatting at the moment. I'm just looking at the number of people in here, but I can't see the comments or the chat yet. But if you want to chat with me, go ahead, subscribe to this channel. And when I do the next live, it will be a subscribers only live. And everyone that's subscribed will be able to chat next. Right, so let's talk about recycling in Scandinavia. And I'm saying Scandinavia because I know that it's like this in Sweden as well. So, recycle your bottles and you get money for it, which you can get as a discount in your shopping. The small bottles are 2 kroner. The bigger bottles, 3 kroner. I mixed up my R's. It should be 3 kroner. Let's see how much I had with this. There's an orange soda that they have here called Solo. Today, after I shop, when I'm gonna pay for it, I'm gonna get 24 kroner discount. Okay, so what does 24 kroner buy you in Norway? 24 kroner buys you, I'll be damned, I just found, okay. So 24 kroner in Norway will buy you a loaf of bread. It will also buy you roughly a cinnamon bun. That's what 24 kroner buys you in Norway. Not a lot. Life here is extremely expensive. What you guys should do is subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Send me questions so that I can do a live later and we can talk about them. The next live that I do will be a live in which we'll be able to talk. I'll either answer the questions in chat, or I will talk to you. I can't promise that I'm going to talk, because I usually, when I broadcast and I talk, I'm usually sitting in front of a computer. And if I'm sitting in front of a computer at home, and my folks, not my parents, but my husband and my daughter are there, I usually don't talk out loud, but I will write in chat. So for this thing of baby food, for an 8-month baby, I'll be paying 27 kroner and 40 cents of a kroner. Let me tell you one thing, they round everything up, so there is no 40 cents of a kroner. It's weird, isn't it? You don't even have like coins for a cent or anything like that. What they have is a system in which they sum it all up, your whole shopping, whole total amount, and they round it up. If it's more than 50 cents of a kroner, and they round it down if it's less than 50 cents of a kroner. I'm switching my R's just because of the R from Norwegian. This is not a Norwegian accent, let me tell you. I'm not from Norway, I just live here. All right, so 35 kroner for chocolate pudding and 36.90. Okay, here's a good example. Let us just say that your girl wants to buy this vanilla sauce, right? I want to buy this vanilla sauce. I give him my credit card. I swipe it. And it's going to say not 36.90, but they're going to round it up and they're going to charge me. How much are they going to charge me? They're going to round it up, and instead of charging me 36.9, they're going to charge me 37. They round it up. And I think it's very weird. But I'm not here to judge. I pay my taxes. I pay for my citizenship duties in Brazil. And I pay for my resident permit here in Norway every 2 years, so I can live here legally. Immigration, if it's legal and if people behave themselves, it can be a good thing. But when people start acting a fool, then it's not so great. Yes, they have Colgate here. They have it. They have most things that they have in the United States. Because I know people are always like asking crazy, I mean, to me it's a crazy question. When people ask me, do they have popcorn in Norway? Do they have escalators at the mall in Norway? I mean, I don't get asked that so much anymore, but I used to. I think the world is becoming globalized, so more people are seeing how others live in other countries. And yes, they have Pringles here. I'm not gonna have any. I'm gonna have the healthier option for chips, the lentil chips. Let's face it though, the healthiest option is to not eat chips at all, right? I think the toilet paper, the baby wipes, and the toothpaste were the things I really needed. I'm not going to give anybody an explanation about the baby wipes, what they're for. But baby food and baby wipes in my cart, there's an explanation for that. It's nobody's business though. Yes, they have Fruit Loops here. Hello.
Distance 3 kilometers. Duration 47 minutes 57 seconds. Pace 15 minutes 9 seconds per kilometer.
Ja, tack ska ha en. Ja, tack. Tack ska du ha. I'm gonna start speaking again, but if it gets all wind, then I'll turn off the volume. I thought she was talking to me, but apparently not. For the most part, people are really nice in Norway. For the most part, I'm not gonna say Norwegians are racist. I'm not gonna say that because not everyone is. But oh boy, the precious few who are racist, they will make your life a little. Racist people in Norway, the precious few who are. It's not everyone, it's not even most people. But racist people in Norway will try to get you fired. They will try to sabotage your life in any way that they can. Not everyone in Norway is racist, but the precious few who, and I'm being sarcastic with the precious few, there are very few people who are racist, but they're not precious. They'll try to get you fired, they'll try to sabotage your life, they will humiliate you. Thank God, though, not everyone is like that. Most people are really nice. Most people in Norway are really nice. I'm in the elevator at the library, Folkebibliotek library. Most people in Norway are super nice. I was gonna go inside the library, but there's a very annoying person in there right now. And when I go to the library, I want to sit down and read a book, or be quiet and at peace. This annoying person will not let me have that. It's really annoying. I see them, so I'm just gonna leave and come later. I'm just on the first floor. I'm gonna go to the post office to pick up some stuff now. I remember a few years ago reading an article about how Latinos don't respect your personal space. And I was laughing at that because I don't think that's true at all. Here in Norway, I feel like people have a different notion of space. Let's put it this way. So if I'm standing here and somebody wants to get past me, they will stand behind me for like 30 seconds for me to move. Whereas like a Latino would just say, excuse me, or something like that. But let me say this again and again and again. Most people are really nice. Most Norwegian people very respectful, nice human beings.
Distance 4 kilometers.
I've walked
Duration
4
50
kilometers
minutes,
in
55
57 minutes.
seconds. Pace 9 minutes, 58 seconds per kilometer.
I hate when people are like, oh, you have to walk 10,000 steps, 2,000 steps. I count kilometers, meters, kilometers, calories. Don't be telling me to count steps. I walked for 10,000 steps. No, I walked 10 kilometers. That sounds more like it. I'm stretching my arm out because if I don't, sometimes they don't stop, even if the bus stop is like full of people.
Linje 1 til Kappem via Strindheim og sentrum.
I wasn't speaking because I was on the bus. Got a few stares like, what is the Zen word doing here? And also some neutral look of people that are just minding their own business. Lots of people in Norway. Most people are really nice. And I'll die on this hill or that hill defending the majority of the Norwegians who are super nice. Most Norwegian people are really nice, polite, educated, cultured, cultivated. They're interested in hearing about other cultures. They make a very good effort to learn other languages. I'm not talking about high school kids or junior high kids. I'm talking about like adults that decide to learn a language. Because I feel like that should be our parameters. Because when you're in high school, not everyone wants to study and learn anything, right? Okay, another supermarket. And the post office is inside the supermarket. If I had money, I'd buy one of these for my mom. She would really love one of these. Okay. Here's what it says. It's en mängde varer, 30%. So it means that these are 70% off. But en mängde varer, it means some of the products in the store are 70% off. Not everything, some of it. That's what en mängde means. En mängde means a quantity, an amount. Nobody does this anymore, but I still do. And there's a post office. There are no post offices in Norway anymore so much, but these little things that look like a kiosk or something inside the supermarkets. Better get my info from this phone, so this will be the end of this cast.